us here to journey into the Akashic field together through cosession. We're going to start by centering the breath, and in that centering of the breath, we're going to take deep intentional breath in through the nose, and let's let that out through the mouth as naturally, as comfortably as we feel in this moment. And as we're connecting to this breath, it's providing the rhythm that allows us to begin shifting our mental awareness into our energy field around us. As we're doing that, or as that calibrating, let's define our boundaries, our points of presence as the front, back, left, and right sides of the field around you. Let's bring awareness to these areas so that we'll start to feel the outer boundaries of our field as our foundational frequency activates. This allows the energy bodies to synchronize from the physical to the etheric, emotional, mental, astral layers, ultimately the light bodies. And as we feel ourselves centered, balanced here, we're going to start to take our awareness about 5 or 6 feet above, where we're going to start to see, sense, feel, imagine, or visualize the light of source. In the beginning, this light may appear like scattered particles randomly moving about the sky, but as we continue to focus, this light begins to collect and pool, converge into one. So with this focus and through the power of source, we're going to begin to travel with this source light down through the sun, soul star, crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar, sacral, root, legs, feet. We're going to pass down through the earth star. We're going to go farther down, deeper into the crystalline core of the planet. We're going to anchor, center, balance here in the heart of Mother Earth, in the heart of Gaia, where we set the intention to clear and transmute all low-level frequencies, negative energies across all time, dimension, space, and realities, as we fully and completely release any and all density into the planet. If you want to let a breath or a sigh out here, to expel that fully. This is going to allow us to light back up through the earth star, feet, legs, root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, crown, through the soul star into the central sun, pushing past into the unity consciousness field, pushing even farther into our pinpoint connection to source. Let's give ourselves a moment to catch up here with everyone's energy, understanding that we're creating a chakra circuit pathway of light, we're connecting. Once that's leveled out, just follow my voice back through the sun, soul star, crown, third eye, throat. Let's home and center into our heart space, expanding our hearts into the universe, allowing our pillars and columns of light to expand along with it, connecting to the galactic center so that we may sense the void, feel the void, expand into the void to become the void. No boundaries exist. We're releasing the physical. So that ultimately we are all one. So I'm going to call upon the cosmic table of light and ask for source light records for myself, Vera Takakura, and source light records for each and every one of you, if you can just say your name out loud. And as that happens, I'm feeling the energies move. And this also includes anyone who may listen to this session at a later date. And as I turn my palm over from the cosmic table of light, I'm going to expand the records high and wide until they become the light of the sky and beyond. Setting the intention that all healings, clearing, support, guidance, information streams, downloads, frequencies, vibrations of the highest order and magnitude come forth for ourselves in session. I'm going to include recalibration and reconstruction energies. We will also honor and acknowledge and request the presence of the ascended masters, teachers, loved ones, star families, galactic beings, archangels, ancestors, record keepers, guides, beings of light, hailing dragons, summoning from all corners of the universe, all dimensions. As the energies are moving and the dimensions are shifting, the records are now open, field access is now granted. All frequencies are active across all spectrums, all optics, records synchronized and online.
There's a lot of activity. Oh my goodness. Everyone, every single person has 2, 3, or more dragons standing behind them. Everybody does. And as we were going in, there were 2 dragons that appeared. One was like almost like an icy blue on the right, and then also an icy blue on the left, but a little bit darker. And they look like they've been waiting for us. And I followed them just a short bit, and in front of us are 3 doors. And the doors look quite, to me, they're presenting quite gothic, very old, very tall. And they're basically saying, choose a door.
Okay.
Anybody have a door they want to choose?
Can anybody see the doors and feel them out?
Let's go in 1. We're going to go in door 1. Oh, lots of energy moving. So the other thing I was seeing at the start there is our structure of our bodies is changing. It's becoming, you could see like almost like Lincoln log pieces put together, but they're made of light and they're crystalline and they have that, again, that pale blue that almost attached to it. But you could see it, it's almost, when we were going in this time, Vera, all of us, it's our dense body structures were starting to break down and they're starting to be replaced. And that's beautiful to see. And it's still, and as we're talking, they're getting stronger and stronger. And I love that. So we've flown through this door. We came out to a mass expanse, flown through the door, and we are just shooting like a bazillion miles an hour. I don't know where we're going. It's fast. It's light filled. It's cold. Okay, we've stopped. I don't know where we are yet, but there's the 2 dragons that greeted us are there. They were there at the end of this pathway, this hole waiting for us. And now that we're following them again. Okay, I'm seeing a huge lake, and this is the most beautiful lake I've ever seen. It is, again, it's that icy blue color, but it has, oh my gosh, almost like a structure to it that's just so beautiful. It's water, but not like water as we know it. It's thicker. It carries more voluminous light. It has a depth to it, but if you look, it all looks like it's just it could be 1 inch deep or it could be a mile deep. You can't even see. And it's so beautiful. And they're walking us across it now. And as we get to about mid place, we're just standing there with them. And it's one of those moments where just sit in the energy for a moment, adapt, embrace what it feels like. It is a different frequency. And as we're standing here getting used to this and acclimating, the wind is gently starting to circle around us. And it's getting faster and faster. I feel we're spinning, but we're going someplace else. It doesn't feel like we're going someplace else, but this is taking us somewhere else. Okay, we're slowing down. Things are pulsing pretty fast right now. It's we're in like a navy blue kind of space. And we've got a lighter blue light that's pulsing it's all around us. It's like it's an atmosphere, and it's just bouncing. Okay, we're back in that wind current again that's forming a funnel and spinning faster and faster. This time it feels like we're moving up. Okay, we've stopped again. It's like mid-air platform, and it's a brilliance of galactic stars. They don't like getting any of the stars that we've ever seen with our human eyes. They're stunning. They're radiating. Tashiko, are you seeing this?
Yeah, lots of streams of light, like ribbons of light. I guess that's like the vortex that you're seeing. I've been seeing these amazing long ribbons beginning to spin around us and shift through us. And another amazing vision that even before the call, feeling this dragon head forming almost like a helmet over the top of my own head. So if my head's quite small and the dragon head is about 4 or 5 times the size, and it's almost like plates of pieces of this dragon energy of this head forming is forming around my own head. Amazing.
That dragon head is in front of us. It's you, it's us, it's bigger than us. It's just the head. It's almost a triangle shape. I thought they were building a triangle around us, but it was this dragon coming out. And it's a huge head, and it's darker. This is not icy blue. He's black, but a silver black. It's just glimmering, and you can feel the confidence. You can feel the edge of fierceness there that he's not displaying, but you can see it under the skin. Oh, and he's here. And he's looking at the other dragons. I think he's kind of like, why did you bring them here?
If I may share, before we got started, I was meditating and I was getting the dragons coming in very strongly, and it was bringing in the awareness that those dragons that you're seeing, so the one that you're seeing is that gray, black, metallic, but that everyone may see a dragon a little bit different because it depends on which one they're connecting to. And then when you said we went out to that water, to that lake, that wasn't quite that. It was we went through the Tesseract by moving through the dimensions to get to this realm of where basically where the dragons live. That way we can embody our dragons. So you said there was two dragons around each person, and what came in for me at least was that it was a masculine and feminine aspect of our dragon, who we are, who are there are guides, but they're also us. So when we went into the middle of the lake and the vortex started spinning around us with all of the rainbow light, it was like kind of transforming us into our dragon so that we could feel the dragon and what we are as the dragon.
And it's Vasi. I also exactly saw it like you, Shelby. I saw it that we need to activate for many of us kind of shifting, activate the dragon, and practically when we open our eyes to see through the dragon eyes around us.
I love
And
that,
so
Vasi. I totally got that before this call. That was crazy. Okay.
And
Open your
Shelby,
eyes through the dragon, basically, is what it is.
Shelby, as you were speaking, that's exactly what was starting to happen. Is everyone's dragons are I'm gonna say incorporating, but they're basically they've come inside us, so you can feel them, you can see them, you open your mouth and it's a dragon mouth. They you are embodying this dragon.
Yep. It's like you're wearing them.
Yes.
and to be aware that everybody's going to see it differently because we all have our own filter, and so when we filter it through what we think a dragon would look like, that's what we're going to see, because they don't actually have a physical form at this state. They're energy, so whatever color that's resonating with us is kind of like the frequency they're sending you. So you might think it's your imagination, but it's actually that you're receiving what is wanting to come through. So as like if you think to yourself like, oh, maybe I'm just making this up, they're saying you're not making it up, you're receiving it. And if you can step your mind aside and just continue to receive, it'll, as long as you continue to lean into it and believe and allow the message to come through, then your form of your dragon can solidify in a way.
Yeah, it's natural formation. It'll naturally form.
Yeah.
They are assisting us with that. So just a little bit earlier, there were, as we were starting to embody these dragons, as they were starting to come into us, we were given almost like a gold pillar that was put down on us. It's quite solid. And now they're building almost like, when you stack stones on top of each other, what do you call that? A cairn, or is it a cairn? Something like that.
Oh, okay.
but they're black and they're smooth. They're like, they're not real shiny. They're not dull, but they're black and they're smooth. And they're not any kind of rock that we find on Earth.
I'm getting that it's the same rock that we saw in the Antarctica session.
I get confirmation on that 100%.
They want to talk through Tamara for sure. Wow.
And what another part that I received before was when I was doing my light language of the dragon light language. It was like same thing as you continue to just allow it to come through. The frequency is just moving through your body, so you can almost like set your mind aside while you continue to free flow the language out. And that's when the downloads start to come through even clearer because of what they're expressing to you, because you're tuning into that frequency and allowing the sound to come out. No matter what you think it sounds like, your mind thinks it's right or wrong or whatever it is, that part's not as important of allowing it to come through, so that the message and the understanding will come through with it. And as you practice, it will be able to come out in English more than just whatever language is coming through.
Thank you for explaining that, because I cannot, my mouth keeps opening so wide. It's like they're trying to make my mouth their mouth, but that's what's happening is that they're yeah, that's exactly what's happening, Shelby. It's
Yeah.
like, it's right. It's how we're feeling. It's how we're putting ourselves into these energies. It's how we're acclimating. Oh,
And in the embodiment of that energy, you're allowing your mind to kind of just like sit on the sideline and just allowing the energy to come out of your mouth.
Yeah. Is that energy starting to calm down just a wee bit? Okay, there comes that spiral of wind again. We're moving again. Okay, we're someplace else again, and this is a pale blue, really soft, almost a white sky, almost like mist in the morning, but that's all that's around us is this beautiful mist. A little bit softer energy. And an opportunity to cool off, because I don't know if anybody else is, but I'm sweating bullets. They want us to walk across this mist barefoot. We're all barefoot. We're all wearing white. And we're just gently traversing across this gorgeous soft mist. There's nothing beneath us, but we're moving. Okay, there's an open door. Again, there's no door there, but it's in the shape of a Gothic door. It's got that arch on the top. And we're just going through there very calmly, one at a time. We're looking behind us. We're looking forward. We're looking to the side. We're just embracing this frequency, this air, this lightness of being in this space. So I think they've been taking us through levels to get to the space that we're at now. It was almost like going from G-force to net zero gravity. Okay, we've got some beings that have shown up now. We do have an ascended master with us. Who was the one that came in the other night, Shelby?
Metatron.
Metatron, that's who it is, Metatron. There's some, and there's a lot of the blue, the people that are blue, that have like the long, like light hair and the blue eyes, are the Pleiadians.
Syrians?
Yes, the Pleiadians.
There's a whole team of them around us, a whole team. And they're saying, we've been waiting for you. Oh my goodness. Appears to me to be a male has stepped forward and he's saying there are many ways to come here. This is a very different way, but we're glad you joined us with the dragons. The dragons are just like, they're almost like, you know, as your puppy dog waits for you at the door and their tail's thumping. They're so joyful that we made this journey. And he's saying we would like to show you a few things. And he's now taken this whole group of these Pleiadians have kind of split so that we can see what we're looking at. There is a Tesseract there that's vibrating in the air, but there's all different kinds of geometry. Again, they're just almost like dotted in the air, big size, but they're moving. Some are moving clockwise, some are moving north to south, some are vibrating. They're all moving at different rates in different ways. And it's not just the platonic solids. They're quite dense, complicated geometries that I'm not familiar with, but they're everywhere. There's probably 20 of them floating around us. And now we're in the middle of these geometries and everyone's looking up and just looking like there's that one and it's vibrating this way, and look behind me and look down, and we are encompassed 1000% by geometry after geometry after geometry. And the man that brought us here, that Pleiadian, he said, this is life. This is life. This is how it works. And you have all these different things and they're just moving. And it's almost this balletic dance where it looks like they would crash into each other, but they don't. And it's just this flow of like the most complicated composition of music. And the notes actually come out and they're beautiful. You can't, it's unexplainable. So
what I was getting from that was that that each sacred geometry and each platonic solid are everything that create the universe. And what we're seeing how if you can set your intention on each of these sacred geometries, whether it be the flower of life or be it the tesseract, that there's each individually something that one thing can do and create, because it is what makes up the universe. And so by working with the symbols that create the universe, you can shift whatever it is in the universe that you are intending to shift. So for instance, if it's something about healing, then you can use a sacred geometry to heal. Let's say your leg is hurting you, and so you can mentally pull forward that sacred geometry and wrap it around your leg and imbue it with light. And because the sacred geometry is what brings up and creates the entire universe, that as we set our intention into using that sacred geometry, we can learn different ways of using each one for specific reasons to create a better reality in our world.
And then to your point, it is an interface. So every time you activate each geometry, it's another type of interface into the universe. And so it's like an access point for whatever it is you're trying to achieve or produce. And so, yeah, each of those geometries all have different characteristics that may not be recognizable automatically as a human, but our light bodies generally recognize what these geometries are meant to or attuned to produce or bring forth.
So as you both were talking, we all have gone and we've sat upon one of these geometries, and then we've switched and sat in a different one, but we've come back to one. And it's this one that it feels like home. And what this Pleiadian is telling us is that you need to understand what your geometry is, because that is the frequency that you are going to vibrate at from here forward, or for the foreseeable future at least. And that it is not a hard thing. Like, you don't have to go, well, is it this or this or this? Whatever you're just sitting in, whatever you're seeing right now, that is your frequency. That is your vehicle going forward with any of the energy work, with how your body is made up. When you come to cosession, when you go to work, this is your frequency. It's like it's not a new frequency. They've turned it on. And they want you to know, hey, we just turned the lights on. This is you.
I just want to share something beautiful that's come through. So since the Pleiadians showed up, I had one of them standing in front of me and handing me what was kind of sort of a combination between like a faceted crystal, but it also was like a dragon egg. And the geometries were coming in sandwiches and layering inside this sort of crystal egg form shape. And much like the way that the dragon head was forming over the top of my head earlier in like plates of crystal pieces, each crystalline geometry plate is informed and imbued with frequency. And then as they come into this egg shape, this crystalline shape as well, they begin to change trajectories and move through different, so they create different passageways. So each geometry creates a different passageway. It's like putting a key in a lock, and it moves through into your system in a different way. So there's this wonderful sandwiching of, we're collecting lots of pieces of geometries to activate our bodies. It's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was thinking when the words restructuring, recalibration, because there's something around, how do I say this? Embodying it into the energy field that starts to restructure and recalibrate just by virtue of us accepting it.
Accepting it is the key, and recognizing it and going through this. But I don't know about anyone else. I think that it's that process of us being one with this frequency is just about complete, because there is such a lightness now in my body, and I'm looking around, and your bodies are all light. It's almost like you're just floating again, and it's like the process for that inclusion of the geometry into your true self is almost complete. Mm-hmm. And the dragons, it's almost like they're putting an arm out and say, yes, come with me, come fly with us, come fly with us, come fly with us. Let's just take a moment here and just fly with our dragons, with our frequency.
Also, I'm just getting to everybody take a moment to just imagine your dragon. If you don't actually see them in front of you, that's okay. Just imagine them for a second. Whatever color comes forward, whatever they look like comes forward. Just give them a face, give them a color so that you can come back to this frequency by remembering. And so you can use your memory of the image that you create, but they're actually sending it to you in your mind, and you're picking up and receiving. And you can use that image to imagine them sitting in front of you or being with you, and that'll bring you back into that frequency of that blueprint that they're kind of layering into our system. So just, what color is it? What does it feel like?
It's almost like a memory template for you to just rekey back into when you want to call them in.
Yep.
Someone said earlier about the eyes, that we need to look at the eyes again, because the color of the eyes is also going to make an imprint.
Mm.
The eyes change color depending on I don't know if it's your mood or your whatever energy you want to use, whatever frequency you want to hold.
Just take a moment to individually recognize your dragon and like send some gratitude to them and say, tell them, I see you. I feel you. I feel like there's a little bit of like sadness in my heart. Like maybe there's a recognition a longing. And so just take a moment to just really feel them, like a homesickness you didn't know was there.
They're weaving or implanting something into this crystalline structure that was changing our human bodies earlier. They're weaving something into that. The dragons are. Your dragon is. They've created,
so beautiful.
They've created a clear, huge bubble around all of us and our dragons.
It's very possible that this is the zero gravity or magnetic field around us. And since we saw this geometrical formation, which is from the existence of the universe, practically, I think that what they're trying to show us, it's to kind of help us go back to the beginning, and for us to be able to activate and have things to remind us to go back to the beginning.
They showed us that, Vasi, and then they've upgraded us.
Gosh, such a beautiful space.
It is so soft. I almost feel like if somebody just plinked their finger, that you would pop the bubble that we're in. That's how delicate it is. And it's holding all the dragons and all of us and all the Pleiadians, but it's ever so delicate. The Pleiadians they said thank you, and they've all taken a step back, which they typically do or show me when we're done working with them. And our dragons want to take us somewhere else. Okay, so we are leaving this bubble, and we're going at a pretty rapid pace. So at this point, I'm seeing all of us literally like riding on our dragon, sitting on the wing of the dragon, laying on the dragon where you become one, and we're moving fast. Okay, through this black space, beautiful expanse of black space, back into a very bright area again. There is a table of beings there. This happens not infrequently, but it's not the same ones. They're representative of different places, different star systems, different, just
So as we were moving through and we were flying through as with them, it was though like they were showing us like this is how you fly and this is how you move through dimensions. And now we're here at this like kind of like a galactic federation type like place where
Like a
we can
conference.
connect with the other, whatever. Yeah, like an office space where you can connect to any of these beings, like because we can move through dimensions so quickly by flying through and carrying joy. Joy came out. Like,
yeah, it's
wow.
because it did feel like they were sitting there, they were expecting us, but they don't have anything to say, at least not to me that I'm picking up. I think it is indeed that example, like this is one place you can go, you can access through here. And then we're gone. And this one's a little bit faster, and that wind is picking up. That big dragon head that greeted us earlier, that one is back. Okay, we're in a mountainous region now. I don't think it's an earth mountain region, but it's presenting like mountains. And some of them are dark, some of them are gray. They're not like you would call pretty mountains, but it's like a desert of mountains. Tashiko, do you get a sense of where we're at?
I wasn't seeing mountains, but the dragon head was emitting ripples of frequency and they were shifting colors. So it was almost like a signal being emitted out from the center of the head. And as the ripples rolled, there was different shafts of color coming off it. So I didn't see the mountains just yet.
So we're all looking down, and I think that's what he was doing, Tashiko. I think that's exactly what he was doing. But now we're all looking down, and I described it as like a desert of mountains, but we're literally looking down. It's an abyss. There's like nothing below. We're just looking into this vast expanse of black space, and we are all literally on the perimeter because there's hardly any edge to even stand on. And we've all are looking down, and everyone's fallen in face first. And then we're on our dragons again. We've come to a wall. It's a big wall, and it has etchings like of one big face on it, but it's nothing. It's not Egyptian. It doesn't look Lemurian. It doesn't look Atlantean. And it's turning in from a wall into an actual sculpture of a head, almost like concrete and gray, and it's female, and it looks like some sort of representation of a Buddha. And we're looking at it, and it's got a very long point on the top, and now it's just crumbling into dust.
Okay.
Okay, so the dragons are saying you can fly through. You can fly through a mountain. You can fly through an abyss. You can move through something solid. It doesn't matter what it is. It's further examples of what we did before. Dimensions. It's not just dimensions we can fly to, we can go to. We can also go through physical things. We can go through energy. And as soon as I said energy, they threw us all into the center of the Tesseract.
Oh, I feel that. Tesseract. I just felt that. That was weird.
Yeah. And when you were explaining at first, it was kind of coming in slow. So I was just like, let's see where this ends up, because my mind was like, no, that's not it. But it is. When you were saying that you thought that it was mountains and that it was this black like abyss, and it was like, I was getting like, yes, you can move through these dimensions, and you can also move into these places where it feels low, where it feels negative, where it feels like a destroyed earth or something like that, because what it is you're moving through the dimensions and you're choosing, so you can go anywhere you want to go. And so it was like that understanding of coming in, like that is an option. You don't have to choose it to move through into those dimensions. And so as you came back to them taking us back into the Tesseract, it was like, it just confirmed that that's kind of what they were showing us, that it's not just, all these beautiful high places that you can continue to go, but by directing your energy, there's all these different places, and then you can move right back up, back into the higher energies.
Yeah, that was like a negative space.
It did, and I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah, I know it was weird, but it was like it's not the void, but it was like a space of negative matter almost. It was weird. Yeah, it was a weird one. I couldn't quite make sense of it either. So
because I thought it was the void too, and then now it's
not. No, it wasn't. It was something else. Yeah.
So the Tesseract, we're starting to vibrate. We've been starting, and it's getting a little more powerful and a little more powerful. And even though we're in this hypercube inside, it's the entire structure of the Tesseract that's vibrating, all of it. And it's moving fast.
We're standing still. It's like it's moving.
And you think
we're moving with it without moving, I guess is what I'm saying. It's like a weird contradiction.
It's almost like the void is in the center of the hypercube, and as everything's moving and shifting, we're still as can be.
I know, that's kind of the strangeness of it.
The images that came up for me are because I'm going to relate it back to a movie, was Doctor Strange. There it is. So you know how in Doctor Strange, when they're walking through the different dimensions and like it all starts to collapse around each other?
Yeah.
That's how I'm seeing like the different dimensions move through as we stand still. And it's like everything kind of looks like a kaleidoscope.
Oh.
Okay, this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing all of us standing with our palms facing each other, but apart maybe 4 or 5 inches. And we have the Tesseract between our hands. Each one of us is holding a separate one. And as we're moving our hands, we're moving the energy of the cube, and we're able to vibrate it. They're asking us to play with this cube. They want us, they're saying, see what you can do with this. See what you can do with this. A lot of energy moving right now. Ooh. So I'm looking around at everyone, and everyone's Tesseract they're moving actually in unison, but so fast, so fast.
You can do it with your mind, or you can pretend it's between your hands and move it around too, like you're holding a cube. But you can do it either way, intention or playing around with the worm in your hands.
And one of my dragons just said, "See, she's playing."
You can wrap yourself around in it too if you want. Doesn't matter.
And as we're playing with them, we're creating our own orb of space around us. It's like in the act of doing this, it's not just making the tesseract vibrate and change, but we're creating other energy sources. We're creating other spaces for ourselves.
You're shifting your energy field into different multi-levels of it, basically.
Yeah.
Especially if you stretch it out. It's kind of crazy.
Okay, the energetic cube, the tesseract that we have between our palms, it's slowing down. We're bringing it all back in, and everyone's doing it in unison. And that's starting to dissolve this orb that we've built around ourselves. So that's gently coming apart as well.
It's a lot of energy still moving from that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we're standing in stillness, but everything's vibrating.
Mm-hmm. This was a lesson in space and the displacement of space.
This was all exercises today, yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because the last time we played with this energy was back in January.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like, yeah, here you are. You're forceful, you're open, you're ready. We took you through this, all the changes to get here. And it's an energy they want us, again, this is another one, they just want us working with it. You know, don't walk away from it, but work with your geometry, work with your dragon, work with this tesseract energy, create things, dissolve things, move things.
Yes, it's definitely all these lessons. It's kind of interesting. It's infinite potential.
The dragons they're all with us still. And we're all in a circle, and we have joined hands, not actually holding them. We're kind of holding them above or just right next to each other. It's like that constant stream of energy that's between us. So we can create it, we can rejoin ours, we can create it. And as we're creating it, we already were joined, but it's just bringing us, I think what they're doing is they're bringing us back down. Let's slowly come back down. Phyllis, I'm sorry to call you out like this, but they have taken us down to the 12th dimension, and we have audience with the Elohim, which we have had before, but they don't want to talk to us. They want to talk to you.
They want to talk to me.
They want to talk to you. So we're all off to the left, and you're just over to the right by yourself. And there's some sort of message that you are communicating to them, and then they come back to you.
Well, it was interesting because when we were holding the Tesseract in our hands, I was guided to manipulate it in a certain way, and it expanded, and it was like creating a whole nother space, and I was just guided to manipulate the sacred geometric structure, the architecture within that space. When you started to come down, it was like they were saying, beam it into your I took the energy and I was beaming it into my brain.
Oh, very cool.
And so when I put my hand over my head, it was like my brain and everything inside my skull was like pulsating. And so now there's this kind of beautiful blues energy structure that's just kind of in my head right at the moment. And then you called me out, so it's still
I think that the reason they had me call you out is they want us to do that. They want us to do the same thing that you were doing, which is taking these energies, these frequencies from what we were creating with the Tesseract and layer that into our our chakras above our head and into our head. And I'm getting a big yes on that.
It's
I
like
can feel it running
very,
in my
very
hands. Yeah.
powerful. Yeah.
I want to confirm that, Phyllis. This is Liz. I was doing the same thing. I was manipulating the Tesseract and changing shapes and making it bigger. I also took it into one of my chakras as well. So I want to confirm that is also what I was doing at that time.
Thank you for that.
Perfect.
So if you're
Love
not
the synchronicity.
If you're not already doing that, then please, because there's a lot. Were you doing this for a while? Because it just seems like there's a never-ending stream coming through.
Oh, I've been doing it for a while. It's still flowing.
I feel like this is besides all of the things that we do not understand, but I'm feeling it's almost like a huge serotonin boost. Like there's this joyous feeling rising up.
Right now I have my hands over my heart and they're pulsating and almost burning. The energy is so intense.
Oh, it's just growing and growing in the heart.
Yeah, I'm getting that the Tesseract is the way that it's transforming these energies, like literally. You can do it with your intention, but using the geometry creates the activity and the motion for it to actually create the change, to shift it. It's like a crazy way of, again, the words restructuring, recalibration came to me from the very beginning. So it feels like that so much.
I feel like there's a huge awareness on changing axes as well. So it's like changing perspectives. We're not just manipulating it on one face. It constantly moves in and out of itself in that way that the Tesseract moves. As I was tumbling it through my hands, it was about shifting every possible axis and feeling it's almost like a pump, that because the continuous motion of the Tesseract, it continues to manipulate and pulse that energy through it, always like it's toroidal in one respect. And when we shift that axis, we're able to send it in so many different directions. So wherever you're maneuvering it, twist it again and see what it does again, and twist it and lift it above you, and then twist it and put it behind you, step right through it, stick your arms out the sides, however it is playing itself over your being. It morphed in and out of being something that I could play with in my hands, but then something so enormous. My arms were stretched out so long, and there was an infinite amount of space that this Tesseract was still pulsating through. And there's such an iridescence along those lines as well, and a feeling of kind of coming up to these planes of like a dimensional wall, let's say, like a glass-like wall. And as that dimension shifted, it was almost like falling sand as it was kind of disintegrating and then being able to move into the next dimension. It was like, oh, fascinating feelings going on.
Yeah, it's like a sacred geometric pumping heart.
It is, but what fun to make those pivots and turn in those different ways.
Yeah, it's not like a regular heart, obviously.
No, but to what Tashiko's saying is like when you do shift it, because I was putting it in the front of my heart, and then you said that, and I move, and I'm behind, and you can see, like you're saying, the shifting of the axes. It's like, oh, I didn't know we could do that. Oh, that's really.
We go into new directions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and expand it out larger than you were thinking to hold it. Like you are not limited to size, so then just keep expanding it and then shift it again from that massive expansion, twist it all the way from, horizontal to vertical. And how does that feel when it shifts through? It's like there's a whole other perspective shift.
I was manipulating mine to go in a spiral square, like instead of a circular spiral, it was in a square spiral. It was in space. Fantastic.
Had you seen that before, Georgia?
No, I have never seen that before. It was almost creating an energy portal movement. So it's definitely a way to travel, among other things, but it's definitely a way to travel dimensionally.
Yes.
They're just the things that we can't even imagine. I mean, a square spiral is not something that would come to the forefront of your mind, but it's another expanse of this energy that we haven't considered.
Another thing that I notice is I usually feel the sensations on the left side of my body, but this time in my hands when I'm holding the Tesseract and manipulating it, I feel it most of the sensation in my right hand this time.
Oh,
So I think the right is associated with manifestation and, the masculine.
It's a transmitting hand. It's the giving. They think they say it's the giving. It's the one that sends more of the energy out. Yeah.
Okay.
Your left is normally the receiving. It's not always the case, but that's the receptive. I just feel like both my hands are on fire, so it's
I don't want to leave this space.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, you wish you could just stay up all you can, all the time.
So my dragon wishes to speak.
Oh, love it. We want to channel.
I am Oma of the White Firelight tribe. I am a dragon that's been with Phyllis for the entirety of her life. I am her protector and I am her guardian. You have discovered not only a portal, but this is something that you can utilize to manipulate the architecture of all things in existence. It is a mode of creation, a creationary aspect that only needs your intention and motivation to do what it is that you desire to do and to go where it is that you desire to go and to shift what it is that you desire to shift and to formulate what it is that you desire to formulate in order to turn something into something that it was never meant to be. This is something, as you manipulate it, as you express the energy of it, you are discovering all that it can do and all that you yourself have the power to wield from within it and from without it. In its use, within your hand you have an element of creation in which you can explore, to change, to recalibrate, to reprocess structures that have been and need not be anymore. With this structure, you can do many things. And yes, we desire that you play. It is a playground. Each of you will be able to do the different things with it from another, due to the gifts that you carry. So play and discover. And that is all.
That was fabulous.
Thank you, Oma.
Thank you. I feel we're complete for tonight, but we can stay in this space as long as we want. So do we want to take a few more minutes, or how are people feeling?
Or does anyone have anything to share that maybe, didn't come forward right away?
I don't want to leave this space, but I'm thinking perhaps we need to come back.
Yeah, I know. We can always do that.
It feels so good here.
Yeah, no, I mean, it just, just trying to get a sense for everyone. I know it's been an hour and everybody feeling like they want to wrap up, or they want to, anybody want to volunteer something in the chat, or everybody still zoning out?
I think we're universally zoned out.
Yeah, it seems like it. Which is great. I mean, hell, if I get you guys into a zoned out state, a zen state with your dragon and some sacred geometry, I'm feeling like I did something good.
I know.
So I'll just share a minute because it was like my mind was a little curious as to why Phyllis's dragon came through and gave her like a name, and it was kind of like, well, but if we are them, then why like is it separate? And it was like it was coming through just like because that is fun also. That's the point of like if you want to connect with the dragon through as a separate, even though we all are one and all of our higher guides are one, it's like seeing the different perspective. That's like the fun of it. And so because my mind was kind of curious, like why did we just learn that we are the dragons if like it's gonna come in like that? And it was like, well, that was fun, wasn't it? And it was like, yeah, that was fun. And so it's like we've chosen to come here over and over and over to see all of these different perspectives and have fun. So why not be able to connect with your own aspect of your being and communicate with yourself and each other?
Oh yeah, it's like giving your dragon its voice.
Hmm.
Yeah, Alma's been with me noticeably for many, many years, and she came swooping in during a retreat that I was teaching on dragons several years
Oh,
ago.
That's so
And
cool.
and she often visits, and she's a separate entity.
wow.
Yeah.
Can my dragon and your dragon arrange a play date, Phyllis?
Probably.
Because your dragon, there's a lot of good information there. I was using everything that your dragon was saying, and I was trying it on different parts of my body, you know, like changing the structure, and it was incredible watching this work. I mean, you put it in place and then you just watch and how it does all the work. You don't even know what it's doing. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, when we first started, there was a red dragon and a blue dragon standing behind me. I think everyone did have dragons, that I had a red and a blue, which I've met before, but I don't speak with them or anything, but they are around. And I do have a dragon aspect of my own. So.
Wow.
But 2 years ago, Oma actually, I went with her and rode her to where she lived. It was like over water, and we went in a huge cave, and I met a whole bunch of other dragons and saw how they take care of their young and
Wow.
all of this stuff. Yeah.
Oh my.
I'll have to tell you about that another time.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
that's
that'll
a
be
journey I would
cool.
like to take.
I
Yeah,
love
no,
that.
that sounds cool.
What a neat backstory for Oma.
Yeah, I know, it's fascinating.
Tamara, I love the sound of your dragon too. It just makes me want to like dance around and stomp when you do light language with your dragon.
I'm very new to dragon light language.
Wonderful.
So is everybody feeling, does everybody want to wrap up?
I'm feeling complete.
Okay. Start to take our attention around our energy field around us. Start to pull our energy within, centering. Just take that deep breath in through the nose. Let that out the mouth and exhale. And focus on our points of presence as the front, back, left, and right sides of us. In this stillness, I'm going to call upon the cosmic table of light, and I'm going to request source light records back into the palm of my hand for myself, Vera, and Tashiko. And then each and every person in here say their name, and also including anyone who may listen to this session at a later date. So I'm pulling the energies back, everybody's records. I'm going to move to close the records by turning my hand back onto the cosmic table of light. As we start this closure, we're going to give gratitude for all the healings, clearing, support, guidance, information streams, downloads, frequencies, vibrations of the highest order and magnitude that came forth for each and every person in session, including all recalibration and restructuring. In this process, we are also honoring, acknowledging, and giving gratitude to the ascended masters, teachers, loved ones, star families, galactic beings, archangels, ancestors, record keepers, guides, beings of light, all dragons at some and present. Feel that energy there. As we continue to exit field access from the Akasha, we're also going to set the intention to cut all cords, connections, bindings, portals, vortexes, energies, whether intentionally or unintentionally, consciously or unconsciously created. As we fully and completely release, let's detach from the field, taking that energy one by one. so that we may move to regain our sovereign body and being again by moving through the chakra circuit pathway of the sun, soul star, crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar, sacral, root, legs, feet. Travel down to the earth star. Let's travel down farther, farther into the crystalline core of the planet. Let's anchor center of balance here with Mother Earth in the heart of Gaia. Let's ground. Start the process of reestablishing our connection. This allows us to light back up through the earth star, feet, legs, root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, crown, all the way into the central sun, pushing past into the unity consciousness field, pushing even farther into our pinpoint connection to source, resetting the light path, we're clearing it, ease and grace. And then so from here, follow my voice back through the sun, soul star, crown, third eye, throat. Let's home and center into our heart space. Let's expand our hearts into the universe. Let's put our palms up on our lap. Let's upload our gratitude, our frequency, our unconditional love into the universal collective. Send that through as an even energy exchange, knowing that as we receive, so shall we give back. This is going to allow us to journey back home, back into Mother Earth's sacred space, setting the intention to process and integrate all that has been transmitted, all that has been received, allowing us to continue this flow state, knowing that we are one with the all, and the all is one with us, allowing us to continue back into our center point, back into our home base, so that we are anchored back into this 3D physicality, back into this earth plane, Aliyashua. So it is, and it is so that we are back. We are back. We are back. Imagine a bright beam of light shining above your head, splitting into the two sides of you, ray tracing the perfect symmetry of the triangle. And as soon as you reach foot level, we're going to create that final seal. This allows us to embed back into Mother Earth's energetic blueprint. Everybody still awake?
This is one of those, I'm not sure anyone's back yet kind of calls.
This was a really very cool experience. I think everyone was in their own space of energy and dimension. It's very cool. Thank you for everyone sharing. I mean, is there anything anybody wants to share kind of just as a post session or anything like that?
I put a picture of my dragon in the chat.
Oh,
I see.
Is it in this? I can see something in the sky.
Cool.
Yeah, it appeared in the clouds. Can you see it?
Yes.
Coming in from the left. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is so incredible.
You can actually see the full dragon, but I didn't get that in the picture.
Yeah, no, I see where it's the head, and I can see that in two
The head and the eye and the snout, and then the smoke and the nose. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's super cool. When did you capture that?
It was a few years ago when I was driving down from, I'd been talking to my dragon. I'd been driving, that's where we had the retreat, the dragon retreat, and had heard about Oma and talked with her. And then as I was driving home, I was coming down and I was told to look up, and I was like, someone's trying to like take photographs of the dragon in the sky. And she was like, it's good to meet you. Oh, what did she say? Something like, it's good to meet you too. Something to that effect.
That's so cool. It's yeah. Well, this is definitely one of the more interesting ones we've had. I appreciate everybody coming together for this. As you know, I really, really appreciate your frequency, because everybody's frequency counts. Just really grateful to everyone that attended. And of course, if you have any feedback or you get any what I call nudges or hits for future co-sessions, if you want to make suggestions, we're always really open. Because our co-sessions are really built around the people who participate in the energy that generates the frequency and the energy of the call. And my cat's going crazy on me, so she came in and just was like headbutting me. Is anybody else got anything else?
I want to share the other day, thinking about the call that was coming up and just thinking about Starfire activation and everything. It did come in as a download that there was going to be a Tesseract activation. And so I thought that was really interesting, of course, that you started the call with the Tesseract and that message to come in. And so I wanted to share that with you because it felt like an activation that we can revisit. So I don't know if this means that there's a mudra that goes with it. I don't know what that means. that it felt too, like when Tamara was talking, that we can activate these when we're in a co-session, and we can, instead of like being carried along, where are we going next, where we can direct our energy and say, let's go here with our Tesseract in hand or something like that. It kind of felt like we would be able to in the future direct where we would be going. I don't know if anyone else got that, but that's what I was picking up.
Ooh,
Gosh, thank you for sharing that, because when I get hits for geometry and I'm like, okay, they want me to say something, I'm not sure why, but that's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that, because that's what I mean about getting the collective channelings, the collective downloads. It's like, you're getting it too? That's too cool. So it must be something we're supposed to be paying attention to and doing. So no, that's just perfect. I can't even thank you enough for saying that, because I was right before the call. I was just like, you got to show that, Tesseract.
It came in a few days away for me. It was going to be a Tesseract activation. And I'm like, okay, but we're talking about dragons. But I was just,
it's like, what's the connection?
Whatever.
Yeah, no, it's like, what's the connection? That's so far apart, right? But in truth, they're moving they're moving dimensionally, and that's I guess you could think of it as the sacred geometric vehicle that embodies or expresses. And so for us, it was like, hey, use it and play with it. What comes of it, experiment, explore. So
yes.
Anybody else?
I wanted to say really quick that when we were traveling along, I was having all this pressure in my head. It's like there was something was trying to push out. And then someone said that we were embodying the dragons, and I could totally feel it. And then I got the essence of my dragon. I could really feel, and I felt like I'd missed him for a very long time. It was really, really cool. So just wanted to add that.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're all going to still be integrating and processing this, but I mean, love it if everyone can share, especially within Heartbeat or in our group chats, share whatever comes up, because it's energy isn't like a switch you just turn off. It is a continuous process of integration. And so I'm almost, if anything, positive that we're all going to continue to get streamings of some type. And this is going to branch into something, I'm sure, another co-session that'll lead us into bigger expansive things.
Yeah, Phyllis, I thought it was interesting when you said you were manipulating with the Tesseract and you were called to place it within your brain. I was called to place mine in my heart. And so I just thought that was really interesting, because I didn't say that. And then Tamara, you cued that in about the heart shock. So I just thought that was really interesting. And yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how this unfolds, because I'm sure there's more that will come as we integrate, just like you're saying.
And speaking of unfolding, you were talking about a mudra that can take us into this energy. So one of the frequencies that we got, as most of you know, there was maybe 4 or 5 people that got almost the exact same mudra at different times within a 2-week time span, and we ended up sharing it. So if you have one that comes to you or came to you during this session, please share it, because inevitably we're going to have, I think there's going to be multiple people on this call as well that are going to end up coming up with the same mudra, and then we'll work with it.
Or be guided towards something around it. And it's like, I always say, the information we feel is most insignificant or we dismiss is usually the most important. So it's like, don't ignore these little hits or clues, I always say, because more often than not, the things that we say, it's nothing, it's really actually something. And it's always really cool when different people in our group all volunteer something and we all find the synchronicity or the coincidence of what that is. So it's always really cool when we can do that, and it confirms and validates what we're all receiving together simultaneously. So
yeah, and Liz, on that, around the time you were doing the meditation and getting that the Tesseract, I was getting this kind of hand mudra in my meditation. And I actually had gotten that one too when I had initiated with Starfire to put it over my head, but it's been kind of varying ways over my heart and over my head and over my solar plexus. So just something to play with, because I've been working with the Metatron's cube a lot, and
interesting.
So it was really fun.
Oh wow. So that was just kind of naturally coming for you.
Yeah, yep.
No, that's very cool. Thank you for sharing that, because again, we never know what the next, I guess you could say, infusion of information we're going to get that is guided through the process of all of us receiving some part of the puzzle and being able to share that to create the bigger picture or the more holistic aspect of it. So thank you so much.
I was kind of doing that too during that you said that, now that I'm reflecting back. So thank you for mentioning that, because I was kind of making this motion as well. So that's interesting. Okay, I'll play with that.
Something to explore, something to explore.
Yeah.
But okay, you guys, thank you so
Okay.
much for getting together. It's a Friday night, and thank you for spending your Friday night with us. Just really appreciate all of you, and definitely we'll announce the next dates. And of course, whenever you can join, this co-session couldn't happen without you, each and every one of you. It's very important when we get together like this, and I'm always humbled by the way that everyone comes together in these sessions. So thank you so much, you guys. Thank you. Grateful to you all. Thank you. All right. Good night.
Good night. Thank you. Good night.